I've been asked to read a lot of different places where I had to bring together a lot of short, kind of entertaining poems, and I just really haven't had a chance to read some longer things, and then lead into the featured reader, who is Dick Bakken this evening. I would like to start, though, with something perhaps a little shorter. A short history. God is a moron poked with jokes, a Neanderthal sissy that came into play when the Jews had their day. And then the Christians wouldn't leave him alone, forcing him to father a son when he wanted a daughter, singing him into the ground like a vinegar-soaked bone. He's pale as the moon and as cold. Let's turn to the sun, blow bubble gum, heat ourselves with solar collectors. The age of the pale moon is over, except for mistakes. So, one of these, called All Ears, it is supposed to be forbidden to write about art or to write about poetry, and most people don't like it and think it's extremely self-centered. And it obviously is, but with a twist, in that it seems to me that it's a little challenging to let the poem just say what it wants to say. That's what I try to do all the time. And if the poem starts talking about poetry, who am I to say, well, that's a forbidden subject matter? Well, this is all ears. Being a poet, you're constantly in source of the origins. There is no other bell to tinker with. There is only the finished sound you make as you make it. All else is duplications of it. The wit, swell, and well of the words as they origin outflow. Come out of there like out of a hole. You rhyme it or place a dime on it, but you don't tinker with it. You let the bells sound, sounding it as you do, which is a pulling apart mystery of all that you do, that you carry around with you when you're not playing it. You are a poet when you aren't being a poet, once you are a poet. It hangs on your face and meditates on your breast. You remain unpublished as long as you do, because the source of poetry has nothing whatsoever to do with publishing itself. That is an artificial invention of the printing press. The source of poetry has nothing whatsoever to do with making money. That is why it is so admired and feared by those who can do nothing but rake in the dough. That is their only vested interest, making money. And that which is so pure and seeing so shamelessly of itself goes by them as a threat to their own way of life. It is so urgent of itself what they hear of it. Poetry is so urgent of and through itself as it comes inspired out on top of itself, and the voice glottal poet voices on the paper out to the few in contact. The utterance of itself in mutual friendship, the sheer delight in knowing it exists. That's what I am when I concentrate from the waist down and sing from the belly up, the art and aardvark of these sounds, the Zoroastrian delight of its wings, its current day happenings, the ritual of its founding, the finding of its saying once and for all, this is poetry. This is poetry. I am the poet of its voice speaking. I am the poet of myself speaking. Go on, song, sing yourself off, naked. Sing out, sing on. The wording bark out off the amplified sound of a larynx barking, melodious as speech isn't. The wording voice of workaday weaving into the talk that is melody, song, word, songs. I am the voice. I am. The poet knows only. The poet at the ear of the source knows what is coming, what they are hearing, as they are hearing it. Ears don't lie when eyes see first. The hearing of the center, which says only what it says, is visible only to the voice. The risk of saying it, hearing, you see it, say it, you hear it, see it. The mirror of life is saying it again long after you've gone from the image of life, long after you know what you're doing. The voice remains there, and voices of the community of poets. We are saying it infinitely, who identify the same source, which is multifarious as science and can show up in any neck of the woods. The vibration of spring coming, it came out to save the world, or save the saying of it from saving the world, as it does what it does at dawn, at the shaking of the earth, at spring. The yellow crocuses first, the iris reticulata, the crowned imperials bursting out of the ground like ram's horns meeting with a clash. The quiet that follows, anything as noisy as that, is serene. What is a pastoral without a flute, or at least a French one? The peace of a quiet French song, or hear a night song like spring in words, Cinco de Mayo. Victory for what we are in the quiet confidence of self, of ourselves, gained slowly, here, quickly, here, confiding, only what it talks of up and through itself. It threw itself up and threw itself out of my eyes, recognizing that old voice on the page.